All right. Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us all here today. Today's shiur should be Le'ilu Nishmas, our dear friend Menachem ben Yisrael Yaakov, as well as my dear aunt Rivka Bas Gabriel Tzvi, and for Zaidi, Reb Shmuel ben Yosef Dov HaKohen, and B'schos L'Rafua Shalema Bekarov Meshalom ben Sar Rachel, Miriam Basara, and Yair Yeshia ben Chaya Atara. Today, we are on page 71 in the Ora Vigdor, for those who are following along, and we are starting today, Perik Rishon, first chapter. And today we're going to just to talk about and touch upon what does trust, what does Bitachon mean? What is that? How does that work? Nothing to do with Hashem, although you will mention that a little bit. But we're going to get into this at the beginning, that trust. We're going to go through a series of different scenarios and people and types of people that can help you and talk about the idea of trust. Nothing to do with Hashem just yet, but how and where you can put your full trust into someone. And now Perik Rishon is like this. And Rav Av says the script up to here, to this point, served as an introduction to Shaar Habitachon, and Chovos HaLevavos now gives us a definition of the subject of Shaar, which to have Bitachon, trust in Hashem. And here's how it goes. Ach mahus habitachon. The essence of Bitachon is menuchas nefesh habiteach, is the tranquility of mind of the one who trusts. That means that a person who trusts in Hashem is going to be a man who his mind is constantly at peace. That's the idea. And this is because he has confidence that the person, again, we're not talking about Hashem just yet, but the person in who he trusts will do what's good and right for him at that moment for whatever he needs. That's the idea of trust. In regards to the subject in which he trusts, in accordance to his ability to trust. Meaning, you're going to someone and you're seeking their help because they are good at a certain aspect that you are not, and you need their assistance in that category, and that's where you're going to them and you trust in their ability to carry out and help you figure out what you need from them, right? And that means if you trust in Hashem, we'll go back to this for a second, in business matters, for instance, you're going to have confidence in achieving business success because your confidence that you have when you get up in the morning, you feel good, is coming from the fact that you know that you're trusting in someone that could actually make it happen. So imagine if you take God out of the equation for a second. If you take God out of the equation for a moment, and let's say you have a great business partner who really, really knows how to do certain aspects of the business that you're not great at, and so when you wake up every morning, you know that that part of the business is handled very well because that person is very capable. That's what trust means. And he says over here, going to Hashem for a second, if you are trusting in Hashem in regards to your health, for instance, you're going to have confidence in your health matters. But again, if you take Hashem out of that equation, if you have full trust in the doctor, because he's a top-notch doctor, top surgeon, in the United States, then your confidence comes waking up every single morning knowing that your health is going to be fixed. You get healthy because this doctor, he is the number one doctor in this area. In either case, what you still have to do at the end of the day, you still need to exert yourself to achieve that desired outcome. You still need to get up in the morning. You still need to go, for instance, in your health, you still have to follow the doctor's recommendations and his orders. You still have to do your exercise or whatever else you need to do. And when it comes to work, even though you have this great partner who knows exactly how to carry out certain aspects of the business, you still have to get up and do your part of the business. That's how it works. This also assumes that the person in whom he trusts knows what is best for his benefit. So what that means is going back to the metaphor of the partner also has to know what's best for you, right? So your partner is not selfish. He's not doing it just for himself. He's doing it because he also knows what the best outcome is for you in that matter. The doctor is doing this even though you might not understand what he's saying and what you're supposed to do, but he's saying it because he wants the best outcome for you, and that's why you're trusting in that person or that something. But the most important element as the cause for trust, and if it's missing, it's not considered trust. Meaning, you need to understand, why are you trusting in this person? So if it's the partner who's really good at, sales, and he's not good at sales, then why are you trusting in that partner? You don't have that confidence, right? Is that he should have confidence in the one whom he trusts. That confidence is the most important element in trust. It's confidence. It's you lose the anxiety when you wake up every single morning. How are you going to figure this out? You say, no, because my partner's got it figured out. The doctor's got it figured out. He must have confidence that the one he trusts will keep his word and fulfill what he promised. In addition, you have to make sure that the person that you have this confidence in, because that's what's keeping you going, is they're actually going to hold to their word, that they say they're going to do what they say they're going to do what they say they're going to do. So if their business partner, their part is sales, you have to make sure that, and have confidence, they wake up every single morning, they actually go take care and manage the sales team, right? And if your doctor is telling you to do something, or he has some responsibilities to do, you have to make sure he's actually going out and carrying out the exact surgery procedures that you need to do. So you need to have confidence in that part. And David the Melech says in the pasuk, it says, "Mi ha'isha chavetz of yam liras toiv." He goes on to say over there, to those who desire life, who love days of seeing good, guard your tongue from evil. Don't say lashon hara, and your lips from speaking deceit. Turn away from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. And if they follow these instructions, Hashem promises to give them a long life. This is kind of not just metaphorically, but this is really what he talks about. But think about this: if you really have trust in that partner or that doctor, full trust, then you know that easy life is coming, because that's what they're there for. They're there to subsidize the part of your day or your life that you can't fulfill, so you have them do that for you. And that's what trust is in a person or anything. Again, we're using different metaphors over here because we're not back to Hashem just yet. We're going to see later that only Hashem possesses certain qualities, or all these qualities, but we're going to get to that later on. He should also think with confidence that the one in whom he trusts will do these good things for him, even if he did not make any conditions and did not make any promises. In fact, sometimes a person may not even be worthy of these special gifts, these outcomes that he gets, yet he should still trust in Hashem, as we're going to see further. Meaning, when your business partner doesn't see you doing your part of the business partnership, then he's not really going to work for you. He's going to find someone else to do, or he's going to try to find a way to push you out. And what Chovos HaLevavos is saying over here, sometimes when it comes to Hashem, even sometimes when you're not deserving of something, you still get it. Maybe you think you don't deserve it or whatever it is, but Hashem wants you to have that for a particular reason. And that's part of the trust, understanding that there are some times that things come to you even though you don't deserve it. So we should trust in Hashem, and this is the beginning of it, to do what he promised, that is written constantly in Tanakh. We should also trust him to do what he didn't promise, because we know that he is the source of kindness. He is the source of the power and wishes to do good to all of mankind, not just to Yidden, to everybody. The person who has trust should have confidence that the one in whom he trusts will do it as a voluntary gift and kindness, even those who don't deserve it. And we're going to see later that in reality, we don't deserve any schar. And that everything that Hashem does, every single thing that you consider good in your life, that is a gift from Hashem, and you do not deserve it on face value whatsoever. And we're going to see later what that actually means. I know that's harsh and strong, but we're going to see later what the Chovos HaLevavos means by that. The person who has trust should have confidence that the one in whom he trusts will do it as a voluntary gift and kindness. In other words, you should not only trust in Hashem to do what he promised, because he did promise to provide you with sustenance, but even to do what he did not promise. Now, sometimes we get extras. We get extra money, extra love, extra anything in our life that we find good in our life, the abundance. Even in that, we should trust that Hashem is going to give it to us if we need it, if Hashem deems that we should have it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us all here today, and I love you all.